Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sportsway YouTube channel. Today, I've got a very special guest joining me, and all the Manchester United fans are gonna love this. Mohawk is joining us from ONE MUFC. Mohawk, mate, how are you doing? Kya chal raha hai?
Absolutely fine, Shivam, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm looking forward to for a great conversation.
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, I'm sure कि जितने भी United followers हैं, everyone who's following us, they have been dying for someone to who's connected to United so well to come here and share his views on the team, because सबका idea यही था that the United season, this season was supposed to be an ideal season for the team, the way the squad was strengthened in the summer, but everyone has had their hopes shattered to pieces during the first half of the season. And first of all, just your views on that, because I'm sure when you saw the three signings which United made, even you would have thought United should be competing for the title this season. But that is far from the case, which is right now.
Uh, Absolutely. I mean, the day we confirmed Ronaldo signing, I was like, now we have finally got the mentality monster back in the squad. A player who will push the other players, to their extreme limits. And till last season, I wasn't that sure that can this United side actually push to their limits and can compete for the title. But now, with the signings of Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho, and now Ronaldo in the squad, you seriously have to believe in yourself and to put yourself in the front line and can compete with toe to toe with Man City and Liverpool for the title. But as the season progressed, we slumped, and that defeat against Liverpool just crushed all the dreams, all the desires, and everything. And ultimately, I thought that that would have been the end point for Solskjaer, but it was not. It was eventually the Watford loss, that forced the United board to sack Solskjaer. And under Rangnick, it has been a mixed journey, in terms of the results. The results have been there, but the performance hasn't been that great. Um, Against Villa as well, we weren't that convincing, though we won that tie in the FA Cup, and eventually we bottled a 2-0 lead against Aston Villa in the upcoming Premier League game. And we all know how against West Ham we won. And yes, the West Ham performance was good, but I was having so many objective for us this season. I thought that this team will at least give some fight, to Man City and to Liverpool, but we are struggling to stay relevant. Forget about securing top four.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 16 more games to go this season. United have
Absolutely,
played 22 games.
absolutely.
And right now, we talked about Solskjaer, we talked about Rangnick coming back. Let's forget about Solskjaer for a moment. Let's say that the damage is done. Solskjaer को जो
Hmm.
करना था उसने कर दिया, ठीक है?
Hmm.
Because he was not sacked at the right moment. उस बंदे को 4 और गेम दिए उसके बाद, and those 4 games were also atrocious if you look at it. I
Absolutely.
mean, Atlanta में it was Ronaldo again who rescued the team, and Man City they lost, Watford they lost. So it wasn't really anything worth it. Tottenham they won, but Tottenham were playing under Nuno at that point of
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Tottenham were in a worse run than United at that point of time.
Hmm.
So even if we forget Solskjaer, we bring in Rangnick on third. He was actually announced in the first week of December
Absolutely.
before the Arsenal game. He
Yeah.
comes in, and what do you think has changed within the team? I mean, I would share my thoughts, but at first, you've been watching United on a microscopic level. So, what
Hmm.
has changed for you?
Basically, the ruthlessness, that you want from your manager. Raniek is ruthless. If you look at his press conferences, he pinpoint players, he exposed them basically. Remember that Anthony Martial's comments after that game, against Aston Villa, where he said that he wasn't willing to play for us. He wasn't willing to travel with the squad just because he don't want to be a part of this project anymore. So that day, I mean, he went over the top in that conversation, which he shouldn't have. But this shows that he's basically trying to make them realize that no, you're not the superior ones in the dressing room. That's me. That's the manager. And for the last 8 years, this hasn't been the situation at Manchester United because the players were more and more superior than the manager. The reason why David Moyes was being sacked was because the players were more powerful. The reason why Jose Mourinho got the sack was because Paul Pogba and the other players in the dressing room became much more powerful than the manager. And ultimately, under Solskjaer as well, Solskjaer was a very soft guy. He never went mad, and he never was so, so ruthless with them. He never used the hair dryer, as we say it at United, that
Yeah.
in the old days when Sir Alex used to go mad and he goes to all
Yes.
out, you know, for them when they were not performing well. So under Ragnier, I have seen that kind of ferocious behavior from our manager, and that's what you need from your manager. If you look at City, why they are so consistent? Because their manager is the key. You know, he has all the command. He's been given all the power. And if you look at Liverpool, remember that time when Salah and Mane had a rift between the both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Klopp benched Mane just because Mane was being disrespectful towards Klopp. So this shows that
Yeah.
you need to be ruthless, in front of your players, just to make them realize that I'm the boss here and I will make things. And given the set of play and given the result that we have gained in Renick's tenure, I am pretty confident that we'll end the season on a high. I don't know whether we will be winning, the Champions League or not, because in Champions League, if you reach semi-finals, it's anyone's, trophy
It's
from then
anyone's
on.
game. Yeah,
So
it depends a lot on luck. It depends a lot on
absolutely,
quality.
absolutely. And FA Cup is much more achievable than UCL,
Yeah.
because in UCL you have to compete against the very best, not just in, not just in your country, but we are talking about Europe, you know.
We're
And
talking about
in
Europe. Yes.
and in FA Cup, you just have to make sure that you are at your best during that, tie, because
Yeah.
there'll not be a return fixture for that. In UCL you can
Yeah.
have a bad game and you can, cover up for it in the upcoming,
Yeah.
reverse fixture, but in FA Cup you won't. So I hope that we should and we have to win something this season, if we really want our key players to stay at the club, especially the likes of
Yeah.
Bruno, Ronaldo, and I mean other players as well who are shining.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, to see, taking all of those things into context, if you had to sum it up in, let's say, a few words,
Hmm.
pitch पे क्या difference है रैंगनिक का? Because from what I have seen, the group seems to be more collected now on the pitch.
Hmm.
They seem to be more
Exactly.
organized now on the pitch. मैंने
Hmm.
वेस्ट हैम वाला गेम देखा, मैंने एस्टन विला वाला गेम देखा, मैंने मैंने उसके पहले मैं सारे मैचेस देखे उसके. So after
Hmm.
the Crystal Palace game, they were very organized. Norwich, they were not organized at all. Then Newcastle was rubbish.
Hmm.
Wolves, Burnley था बीच में. Burnley, they won 3-1, but they were
Hmm.
not organized. There were a
Absolutely.
lot of turnovers.
Hmm.
Basically, what we were talking about is that there is a much more united team right now, but there are not enough chances. And
Yeah.
as you rightly said, ki you can't go to Liverpool, you can't go to City, you can't go to Atletico and expect to win the game without making chances, because
Absolutely.
it's all about getting the goals on the board. But at the same time, does it worry you right now that someone like Ronaldo has gone one whole month without a goal or an assist?
Um, no, to be very honest, because remember that year in 2017 when Ronaldo went without scoring in UCL and ended up, being the highest goal scorer in the tournament. So I don't really rate players on the basis of the number of goals that they're scoring. It's about how much work rate that they're providing on field. And if you look at Ronaldo's off the ball movement in the last 1 or 2 games, it has been excellent. If you look closely, for that goal that Rashford scored, it was because of Ronaldo that Cavani and Martial got the free run, because he attracted
Yeah.
2 players towards him. So that's what makes Ronaldo what Ronaldo is, you know.
Yeah.
And I really don't know why people judge Ronaldo on the basis of number of goals that he is scoring, or if he is not scoring, because there's more to the game than just
Yeah.
goals and assists. And that's why I'm not worried that Ronaldo is not on the score sheet for one whole month. I know it's just one goal that he needs, and after that he'll be,
Yeah.
kick-starting again. So I'm not so
Yeah.
worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, इस season there has been a lot of talk about कि रोनाल्डो खरीद के टीम की फ्लूइडिटी खराब हो गई. रोनाल्डो खरीद के जो सेट प्लान था वो खराब हो गया.
हाँ.
We should have played Mason Greenwood as
Hmm.
striker.
Hmm.
A lot of Ronaldo fans have been angry कि Mason Greenwood पास नहीं करता.
Hmm.
Mason Greenwood बॉक्स के अंदर जाके कभी पास नहीं करता, and because of that United के जो कम चांसेस बनते हैं वो भी कन्वर्ट नहीं होते, and they concede on the other end.
Hmm.
And then there was a narrative जो Jamie Carragher push कर रहा था कि Ronaldo press नहीं करता, but Rangnick
Hmm.
came in his first press conference and he said that it's bullshit. He is
Hmm.
doing all the work that he needs to.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on those narratives?
First of all, Greenwood wala to absolutely pinpoint hai, because if you look at against West Ham as well, there were two clear-cut chances where he should have squared it to Bruno or to Ronaldo, but he did not. He went for the glory himself and eventually just spoiled the opportunity. And this has been the case with Greenwood, and that's why I'm not in favor of using Greenwood as a right winger, because he's not a creator. He's a number 9, and that's what he loves to do. He is very direct in his approach. If he'll get the half space, he'll shoot, because वो नंबर 9 की इंस्टिंक्ट है, एंड आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग हिम फॉर दैट, बिकॉज वो शुरू से अपने करियर में नंबर 9 ही खेला है, एंड उसका तरीका ही वही है खेलने का. ऑल ऑफ अ सडन इफ यू आर आस्किंग, नहीं ब्रो, तुझे इतना ये नहीं करना है, तुझे अपने साथ वाले के साथ अडेप्ट करना है. इट्स नॉट सो इजी फॉर अ नंबर 9 टू चेंज हिज ओवरऑल गेम प्ले, यू नो during a
Yeah,
course of a season. And that's why I always want Sancho to be on the right hand side of the pitch. And if Sancho is not playing, play someone else, play someone that might help the team in a transition phase, because Greenwood doesn't
yeah,
help the team in the transition phase. He is a goal
yeah,
scorer, he is a killer, and use him as a substitute if you really want to use him on field. He can be the key asset for you. Don't use
yeah,
him as a liability, because at the moment he is a liability. And whatever the fuck has Jamie Carragher has said about Ronaldo ka press nahi karta, ye nahi karta. Ronaldo ka work rate in the last 5 games has been excellent. I mean,
yeah,
pressing के मामले में भी, ऑफ द बॉल मूवमेंट के मामले में भी, एंड हेल्पिंग द टीम इन द डिफेंसिव फेज एज वेल. ही इज डूइंग
yeah,
एवरीथिंग. सो फुटबॉल इज अ गेम ऑफ टीम, फुटबॉल इज अ टीम स्पोर्ट. तो कलेक्टिव एफर्ट दिखाने पड़ेंगे, एंड ग्रैनियक हैज मेड श्योर कि जितने भी प्लेयर्स प्लेइंग 11 में खेल रहे हैं, दे डिजर्व्स टू बी इन द प्लेइंग 11. इवन फ्रेड हैज अ गोल इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ 4 in the last 5 games
yeah,
under Ralf Rangnick. 1 goal,
yeah,
3 assists. So that speaks volumes that the same Fred who wasn't helping the team, you know, in terms of scoring or assisting, now he's being a more regular guy, that is contributing in the goal scoring side of the game. So
yeah.
so quality दिखती है ना मैनेजर की, and ultimately Greenwood भी develop करेगा with time, but we need to be a bit more patient with him.
Yeah, I think that is the most sensible way to go about it, to be honest, because abhi we saw that Jadon Sancho wasn't available due to personal
Yeah,
reasons. Marcus Rashford has been completely off form this season, completely off form. His playing style on the ball has been atrocious. He has been a liability whenever he's on the ball. जो उसने गोल मारा है वो भी, those are proper goals which a number 9 should score. So
हाँ,
not really in the creative phase. Martial
absolutely.
has just gone to Sevilla. So let's say you've got February fast approaching for United, then you've got March, and they are two of the biggest months for the club. And United and Ronaldo, they work together. If Ronaldo
Absolutely.
scores, United is almost guaranteed a victory because he
Absolutely.
guarantees you a goal. So
Absolutely.
what do you think Ralf Rangnick is thinking right now to make sure that this goal scoring machine which he's got starts clicking at the right time at the right phase, and usko kya change karna padega?
I think
What is the change going to be which is going to enable Ronaldo to score more goals?
if you want Ronaldo to score goals, you need to give him supplies in the final third, which he is not getting at the moment. Your wingers are not crossing. Your uh, fullbacks are not creating enough chances that they should. Because if you're comparing Madrid wala Ronaldo, so there was Marcelo and Carvajal, ample amount of crosses. And at this point of time, I really feel that Alex Telles is the go-to guy, because Alex Telles has that directness in his gameplay. Maybe he's not that defensively solid, but तब वो उसके लिए तो आपको करना पड़ेगा ना फिर
Yeah,
एडजस्ट, क्योंकि आप
yeah,
नहीं अगर चांसेस क्रिएट कर रहे हो फाइनल थर्ड में, इफ योर टारगेट मैन इज नॉट ऑन द स्कोर शीट, एंड देयर इज
yeah,
समथिंग वेरी वेरी रॉन्ग विद योर अटैकिंग स्टाइल ऑफ प्ले. बिकॉज
yeah,
उसको देख, हम ये कहते हैं कि लुकाकू वाज अ फेलियर एट यूनाइटेड, बट आई डोंट थिंक लुकाकू वाज अ फेलियर एट यूनाइटेड, बिकॉज आप फेलियर तब बोलते हो जब बंदे को सामने से अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले और बंदा बेरी ना करे उनको.
yeah,
लुकाकू को अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती नहीं थी. सेम इज हैपनिंग विद रोनाल्डो. Now, people who are blaming Ronaldo for not scoring, they also need to look into the root cause of it. that he is not getting the opportunity. हाफ चांसेस पे आप हर बार स्कोर नहीं कर सकते. हाफ चांसेस
Yeah,
उन्हीं इसीलिए उनको हाफ चांसेस कहा जाता है, क्योंकि स्कोरिंग रेशियो उसका बहुत कम है. अब आप
yeah,
जब क्लियर कट चांसेस बनाओगे, तब आप तब ब्लेम कर सकते हो कि हाँ द प्लेयर इज नॉट स्कोरिंग. एंड इस टाइम पर यू नो अभी डेवलप हो रही है टीम, ट्रांजिशन फेस अब डेवलप होना शुरू हुआ है, एंड इन 1 or 2 games वी माइट सी बेटर परफॉर्मेंसेस फ्रॉम फ्रॉम द एंटायर टीम एंड फ्रॉम ईच एंड एवरी इंडिविजुअल. तो दो
yeah,
गेम और लगेंगे मुझे, मेरे हिसाब से तो मिडल्सब्रो वाला गेम जो है काफी क्रूशल रहेगा, क्योंकि एक वीकर ओपोनेंट मिल रहा है. यू हैव टू किल दैट गेम, यू हैव टू स्कोर
yeah.
एज मेनी गोल्स एज पॉसिबल टू गेन द मोमेंटम एंड टू गेन द कॉन्फिडेंस, बिकॉज उसके बाद आपको एटलेटिको से खेलना है और उससे पहले आपको बर्नली से खेलना है, टू हाईली डिफेंसिव सेटअप्स. तो वो आपको ध्यान
Yeah.
में रखना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, that is very well said, and I think ये thought मेरे दिमाग में भी रहा है because I saw the current fixtures and then United comes back on fourth. They come back
Yeah.
on fourth and they play Middlesbrough. Do you play your starting 11 against Middlesbrough, the full starting 11, or do you make some changes? Do you rest the likes of Ronaldo, Bruno, and probably put Rashford, Sancho, and Cavani in? या फिर Ralf Rangnick is going to be like, this is a trophy we have to win at all costs. This is a knockout game. हमने देखा Arsenal lost to a League 2 side. We cannot take them lightly. So I'm going to put my best 11 out there because they've had a break of 2 weeks anyway.
बिल्कुल. आई मीन द प्रॉब्लम हियर इज यूनाइटेड के केस में ये है कि आप अगर प्लेइंग 11 चेंज करते हो तो आपका एंटायर प्लेइंग स्टाइल चेंज हो जाता है.
Yeah,
आपने अगर वो वेस्ट हैम वाला गेम देखोगे जब हम कैराबाओ कप में बाहर हो गए थे,
yeah,
4 चेंजेस किए थे हमने एंड वी लुक्ड शिट इन दैट गेम एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी लॉस्ट दैट गेम इवेंचुअली. एंड अभी जैसे कि शिवम यू सेड कि ये एक कप विनिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी है where United can eventually make themselves favorites. एंड अगर
yeah,
वो करना है तो यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि यूनाइटेड इस गेम को कन्विंसिंगली जीते. अब अगर मैं
yeah,
रोनाल्डो को रेस्ट कर दूंगा तो हमारे पास गोल स्कोरर है नहीं. कवानी का आपको नहीं पता है कि उरुग्वे में अभी गया है तो कहीं इंजर्ड होके ना आ जाए. एंड द
yeah, yeah,
सेकंड थिंग दैट वी हैव टू मेक श्योर इज कि जो भी टीम खेले वो अपने, अब जैसे सेंचो इज नॉट बीन सिलेक्टेड फॉर द अपकमिंग
English league.
फिक्चर्स, ठीक है ना. रैशफोर्ड इज
Yeah.
आल्सो ऑन ब्रेक. तो आपके
Yeah, I
दो
mean,
फ्रेश
the whole
प्लेयर्स
of
हैं.
Europe is on break. Only South America
या
is playing at the
साउथ
moment.
अमेरिका इज प्लेइंग, ठीक है ना. तो अभी इस टाइम पर जब कवानी टूर पे गया है, रोनाल्डो इज नॉट प्लेइंग, तो उनको एम्पल टाइम मिल रहा है रिकवरी का. तो अच्छी बात है, यूज देम एंड गिव सेंचो एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम, क्योंकि वो आगे
Yeah.
चलकर मैं पहले दिन से एक ही चीज बोल रहा हूँ कि सेंचो इज गोइंग टू बी द की मैन if United really wants to win something this season, because he's that guy alongside Bruno who will create ample amount of chances for you, but give him the run of games. उसके बाद डिमांड करो performances. If you're not
Yeah.
giving him the regular game time, then don't ask for it कि नहीं तू
Yeah.
create नहीं कर रहा, game time तो दो ना भाई.
Abhi, just before we end this video, I'm gonna ask you a very simple question. I've been asking this to a lot of United fans. It's actually a mixture of two questions. Bruno Fernandes came forward and he said that he still believes that United have the chance to win the FA Cup and they have the chance to win the Champions League. Ralf Rangnick was asked in an interview how important is it for the team to know whether they're playing in the Champions League, and he said at the moment getting into the top 4 is more difficult than going on and winning the Champions League.
Absolutely.
He actually said that going into the top 4 is more difficult than winning the Champions League. So
I agree.
do you think that in an ideal scenario Ralf Rangnick is probably pushing these players, वो players को जाके बोल रहा है कि do your best in the league, get top 4, but your main shift of focus should be on these cup games. We need to become a good cup side. Something
Absolutely.
which Thomas Tuchel did, something which Zinedine Zidane did with Real Madrid. And if all of this is to happen, how many goals do you think Ronaldo is going to end up on this season when the season ends?
बिल्कुल.
Because he's got
मैं
14 right now.
Yeah, I have to be dead honest here that I completely agree with Ralph's comments here, because if you look at the competition that we have in the top 4 race at the moment, Chelsea are dropping points every now and then, so the top 4 race is wide open. You don't know who is going to end up finishing in top 4. Spurs have 2 games in hand. Arsenal are picking up the pace once again after
Yeah.
their horrific start to the season, and West Ham are looking much more solid this season than they used to be. And United
Yeah.
are very consistent in being inconsistent. You know, if I have to put it that way,
Yeah.
because they are inconsistently performing. I mean, they are consistently performing pathetically. You know, and
Yeah.
at this point of time, you can't be a candidate for top four if you're not performing well, on a regular basis, if you're not grinding out the results. I don't care if you're
Yeah.
playing bad, grind out the results, because at the end of
Yeah.
the season, that's what matters, man. If you
Yeah.
want to be in if you want to be in the Champions League next season, you have to get the results. And as I
Mhm.
said, your league form doesn't bother your cup form, because on
Yeah.
that day you just have to be good during those 90 minutes. If you're not, if whatever the fuck is happening with you in the Premier League, you know doesn't make a difference in the Champions League. Because
Yeah.
remember the year when Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012, they were
Yeah.
absolutely dog shit in that Premier League campaign. But Di Matteo
Yeah.
made sure that they are good enough to play in the Champions League final, and eventually, and the luck favors the brave. Because
Yeah.
until and unless you're not believing in yourself, no one will come out and help you through that period.
Yeah.
And these players must
Exactly.
realize the importance of playing in the Champions League, because till the time these guys are not realizing that this squad is capable enough of winning the trophy, and eventually they deserve to play in the Champions League next season as well. No one will
Yeah.
come and help them, because it's
Yeah.
all psychological. It's all psychology.
Yeah. I think that sums it up in the best manner possible. The question which I had: how many goals for the goal machine by the end of the season? 14 right now. 16 in the Premier League to go. Hopefully a few more in the FA Cup, and hopefully if United are to go deep into the Champions League, then 4 or 5 games in the Champions League as well.
30 are at least 30. I am predicting this, because I know he just needs a kick start, and once he'll just get one goal, he'll keep on banging more and more.
That's something which we've seen, something which we've used to be seeing, and we definitely want to see it again. अगर United को season कुछ legendary iconic करना है, they need their iconic number 7 to step up. But Mohak, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm
Uh,
sure the United fans are gonna love this, because they actually wanted someone from a very long time to come and talk facts about Manchester United, about where they're at. Lot of positivity going forward, but a lot of things to take care of as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, ONE MUFC is his own personal channel. His channel link is in the description. And please like and subscribe to our channel as well, and share this video around. Mohawk will be back for more. ONE MUFC will be back for more. And hopefully we'll be celebrating a trophy after the
uh,
drought
I
of
mean,
five
Shivam,
years.
I have to ask you one question. I mean, which club do you support?
In I see. So I actually am a Real Madrid fan.
Yeah.
I started watching football in 2012, but I always used to watch La Liga and Premier League side by side.
Hmm.
So Manchester United has always been my club in the Premier League. It's
So that
always been my club.
because
It's always been my club in the Premier League. No other club has come forward, and those have been painful years after Fergie left. But Real Madrid always used to make up for it by winning the Champions League. तो मैं खुश हो जाता था थोड़ा. So I would love to see United win, as I said, and
but
hopefully we will be
जीत
here
का मजा
celebrating.
जीत का मजा तभी है जब स्ट्रगल थोड़ा उसका पार्ट हो. So I hope that at the end of the season we will be lifting something this season after 5 long years.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Thank you so much, Mohawk. We'll see you
Thank you
soon.
so much, Shivam, for inviting me, and it was a great session. I thoroughly loved it. Thank you so much, bro.